The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. This was said by the genius Albert Einstein. Imagine 9/10 of your body being covered in smoke. That's how overwhelmed our planet feels. Only 11% of the energy we waste comes from renewable sources, which means that the other 89% of our energy is harming our environment.
But what are the renewable and non-renewable sources? The renewable sources are those that have a natural source, such as air or water, and coexist in harmony with the environment. On the other hand, non-renewable sources are inorganic, which means that they cannot be decomposed.
Wind power. The wind is a clean, free, and easily available source of energy. Every day that goes on, wind turbines located all over the world capture the wind's energy and then convert it into electricity. Solar energy. Solar energy is the cleanest and most copious energy source that is available. The solar power is the energy that comes from the sun that is later converted into thermal or electrical energy. Interesting fact. Did you know that the amount of sunlight that strikes the surface of the earth in an hour and a half could handle the entire world's energy consumption for a full year? That's crazy, isn't it?
Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels can be found in the Earth's crust and are those who contain hydrogen and carbon. Approximately 81% of the energy comes from fossil fuels, which is a concerning fact because these fuels are responsible for land degradation and water and atmospheric pollution. Our environment is suffering from a terrible disease, partly due to the energy resources, a disease we often call climate change.
Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is made from atoms splitting apart. The tricky thing about nuclear energy is that it's quite toxic, and if an accident happens, though the area happened, it will cause environmental damage on a huge scale, as well as harm all the living beings in the surrounding area. However, only 8% of the energy comes from nuclear sources.
Summarizing up, if we want to help our sick and dying planet to last, we must think about our future by starting to use more renewable energies, such as the one we have mentioned before, and by promoting environmental consciousness.
But what can we do about this? The first thing that we must do is select which renewable source is more suitable to an area. For instance, mountainous areas with rivers in which it might be difficult to set solar panels or wind towers, the best option could be hydro energy. In the case of places that are exposed to the sun, installing solar panels is the best solution. However, in the case of places that are not in constant exposure to the sun and have wind, installing wind towers would be the best idea.